Well, good morning and hello. Welcome back to an exciting episode of the Nemesis Diaries. Well, they say that, revenge is a dish best served cold. I personally like to sit back and watch the invisible hand of revenge do its thing. It's the best thing when you have to do nothing at all, to sit back and watch someone make a mistake that they just can't come back from. And giggle. And say, well, it's not like you weren't warned not to do that. Well, it seems that that's what the piss pants potato Joseph Biden campaign and admin and regime has decided to do with this whole border crisis, as they call it. I mean, the invasion of illegals, the invasion of military-age men that they're bringing across the border. And they think that continuing to allow this and roll out that potato to try to explain to everybody the border is just fine and y'all are just over-exaggerating. You're all a bunch of white supremes for caring about that in the first place. Why don't you not want to be overrun? Why don't you want to be replaced? Come on. Let us replace you. Let us overrun you. Let us destroy you. Why? Why are you complaining? Only white supremes would complain about such things. I mean, you're not a white supreme, are you? So, that was one big mistake. So that's simply just driven more people to become more conscious and more aware and start to see things in racial terms when they didn't before, which I think has got its pros and its cons in some ways. I think that everybody should have a right to exist. Everybody should be okay, with being who they are, being who they were born. I know that the tranny troon goons don't want you to be who you are or feel comfortable in your own skin. That's definitely another vector of attack. I see it. I don't know, a lot of people see it. It's just another avenue of attack. Don't drive that SUV. Don't eat that steak. Don't blast that AC. Or you're a white supreme. Yeah. Don't identify with the sex in which you were born into. No. You must mutilate your body chemically and then physically with surgery. Let us mutilate your mind first by getting you to hate yourself and your identity. Yeah, that's typical of what the regime at the end of an empire wishes to do, because they're trying to keep the poors from possibly, gathering the pitchforks and torches and doing away with the regime. That's what they're afraid of. And that's why they get everybody with the pitchforks to believe that the people with torches want to take their pitchforks away. And then vice versa. And then they are fighting amongst themselves. That's the typical playbook. So, a few things that they'll also do is just let some really ridiculous conspiracy theories just propagate online, knowing it's going to lead people into rabbit holes. You get the soft-sit flat earther idiots that then start, waving their swastika flags eventually, like this Caleb fella over there on the the TikTok. He's also on the Twatter. He's infecting X with his bullshit. And the intersectionality is dragging people down these rabbit holes. So now they're talking about, Joseph Biden not being cognitive, his cognitive state clearly being a problem. I'm like, well, the cognitive state of a lot of these people that go down these rabbit holes is also a fucking problem. I mean, if you believe the world is fucking flat and that you're a sovereign citizen whose laws, that the law of the land does not apply to you, that the police have no authority over you, you're just as fucking brain dead as fucking piss pants potato Biden. I mean, I'm sorry to break it to you folks, but if I gave you a cognitive test and you're one of these soft sit flat earth tards who thinks that Hitler didn't do nothing wrong and you think you know more about American law and the Constitution and all that other bullshit, then you're just as fucking brain broken as fucking Joseph Biden, who can't identify what day of the week it is, let alone what corner to take a dump in. The guy can't remember when his son died. He can't remember when he was VP. The guy was stealing documents since he was in the Senate. He should have been throwing in leg irons and manacles. As soon as they discovered the dates on those documents dated back to the time he was in the Senate, he was committing treason back then. What do you call it when someone's stuffing fucking documents down their pants when they're a senator? Oh yeah, espionage, treason. So here we are. Piss Pants Potato can't even answer the fucking basic questions when he's been asked by the special counsel in the document gate case. And he comes out and he reads from his script, with these 12 different points of where it's so much different when Donald Trump does it, you see, because he's a bad orange man. And orange men can't be trusted. And then, of course, he's then asked about his cognitive state repeatedly, and he gets, angry man yelling at clouds starts to happen. Standing there squinting into the sun, Piss Pants Potato Biden, shouting at Peter Ducey and clouds. And we're all just supposed to, just look the other way. Nothing to see here, folks. It's like, what? It's very familiar tactics. Something real has happened. Something legitimate has been uncovered. Something has been provided to us that reveals to us that we've been right all along about Piss Pants Potato Biden, and yet the mainstream media, the deceivers, want to continue to keep you deceived. That's their only goal. Keep you asleep. Keep you blue-pilled. Keep you asleep and deceived. Because if more people start to wake up to what's going on, they know that the political solution of voting en masse Donald Trump into the White House will end with a lot of these people basically having their gooses cooked. What reason does Donald Trump have to be nice this time? Well, he's not seeking re-election after this point. And I saw there was an article and there was a poll, and the article and the poll went together and said that most Republicans want to see Trump be dictator for a day. Well, I'm not quite sure what that means, what that entail. If you want to know what I would like, Inauguration Day. As my first act as president, I'm immediately having everybody involved in everything arrested. Everyone and everything. That's all he says. The Rachel Maddows, the Bidens, the Clintons, the Obamas, all arrested. Of course. Everyone involved in Obamagate, the Jim Comeys, the Christopher Wrays, everyone that has been proven to be corrupt during the Trump administration and during the potato regime, get all arrested for everything that we all know that they've done. And they get military tribunaled, and then, of course, the military punishments applied for whatever level of treason that they actually applied. So, make it just that simple, short and sweet. Border gets shut, gets militarized, mass deportation occurs, and then we wage war on Mexico, Central America, South America, take over all that shit, and then turn our sights on you, Trudeau, and take over Canada. And then next thing you know, everything is considered America. La 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 America. Everyone's an American now. Oh, by the way, you got to stay here in your state for a while. We got to make sure we got to clear out any resisting terrorist cells. So that's what I would like. That's probably a pipe dream, but that's what I would like. He wouldn't have any reason not to. Matter of fact, it would help solidify our position as a superpower again. It would make China fucking shit. Oh, they would plots. Oh, they would plots. But you got Riris on the inner zones who believe that there's no political solution. Yeah, I'm seeing it now on Gab. People are just coming out flat out and saying it. And usually it's the usual suspects, but it's a lot of these NatSoc 1488er retards. An interesting factoid as well, it has also come to light, something, a little blast from the past, that some of the pawn folk actually said that they wanted to merge with the 1488 crowd. Yeah. Seems that people that put together little media companies are quoted as actually saying such. Huh. We're not Nazis, they say, as they do what? Repost Nazi shit. All their friends are fucking Nazis. And then you get now one of their biggies running a little media company of a particular notoriety. Now been revealed that he wanted to merge the 1488ers into his group. Interesting. You know, not convert these guys or de-radicalize these guys. No, merge. Bring them in. Yeah. And we're all supposed to just do what the mainstream media tells us to do. He wants us, because him and his cronies are the deceivers. They're the mainstream media of the pawns. Look over there, not over here. You got Piss Pants Potato Biden as a senator. It's revealed that he was stealing documents way back then, committing treason way back then. And now it's been revealed that one of these Riris running this media company, claiming not to be a who white supreme, it's now come out that way back when, before he even had the media company, he was in fact talking about incorporating the NatSoc 1488 racist Nazi assholes into his group. And we got the documents. We have the proof. And the hilarity of the continued denials and deceptions from his little peanut gallery. Because they want to be the media now, you see. They don't really give a crap about the media being deceivers because they want to be the new deceivers. That's what's going on. Meet the new boss. Same as the old boss. That's why I say, look, do you think a bunch of Nazi spurging, flat earth-tard sovereign citizens are going to be a better fit for mainstream media? Do you really think they would fit better than mainstream media? Do you think they'll actually do a better job? Do you really believe that when they believe ridiculous lies and bullshit and the world is full of fantasies, rainbows and unicorns and shit these people believe in their head? One of them just went to prison because of these beliefs. He committed real felonies because he believed he was able to. That there was no legal recourse over him, that the law and the cops and the courts have no fucking recourse over him. He thinks that he is above all of that. And now he's in prison making soup in a toilet. And how do I know that? Well, because they keep telling me on their they keep telling me these things. When they go on their live streams and rant about it, boo-hoo-hoo. When they make their posts and they at me. And I'm like, oh, why are you adding me now? And I look at the post and then I'm like, okay, and it leads me into a fucking rabbit hole and I start looking into it. What else? All right, whatever. And they're making fun of this guy, his own friends. REFNZ. Yeah, his own friends are mocking him and making fun of him. Do you want these people to take over the media? These people to take over the position of arbiter of truth? Is this really the people you want? The deceivers to replace the mainstream media? They're just going to deceive you in just different ways, with different narratives. I don't want to be deceived by a right-wing or a left-wing narrative. I don't want to be deceived by a sovereign citizen, flat earther, 1488 Nazi Spurg angle any more than I want to be, manipulated and deceived by a person that's like, cut your kid's dick off, get an abortion, vote blue, the border's completely safe, don't worry about those migrants robbing, raping, and killing in the streets, it's all a deception, you're just a white supreme. It doesn't put me in a better position. It doesn't make my world better. Having one group of loonies running it over another group of loonies. One group of deceivers are not any better than another group of deceivers. I don't want deceivers, I want truth tellers. But these soft-sit, flat-earth, 1488 Nat Sock retards think that they're telling the truth. They have been so fucking indoctrinated and so deceived that they believe that they're the arbiters of truth. We know it's true. We're the author of our own reality. You are not the author of your own reality. Oh my God, you are not. I've heard that said a lot of times. I'm the author of what I believe and what's real. Attacking me is attacking my religion or my God or blah, blah, blah. I've seen that said too repeatedly. You see, you can't be a profane, obscene, sinful, vile, despite, all the teachings you were given. You can't be these things and then claim to be #Team Christ. It's starting to become a rallying cry of basically hashtag Team Hypocrite. That's what it seems like to me. #Team Hypocrite would be more appropriate. #Team Deceiver. Because you and your friends, #Team Deceiver, and your pastors of deceit could have very well told your very special soup-making, candy bar counting friend, who's now in prison and probably will be in prison for decades. You could have stopped that. You could have said, you know what? You're going a little too far to the deep end. Let's have a little intervention. Let's have a conversation. Send them an email. Somehow have a private conversation, jitsi with them if you needed to. You could have taken actions to help. But you didn't. You could have actually helped. But you didn't. Because you didn't want to, because to deceive, distract, and destroy is your goal. Just like the devil, your father. Just like the devil, your daddy. Your daddy, the devil, told you to go out, deceive, distract, and destroy. That's all that he does. You deceive him by telling him, yeah, you're a sovereign citizen. You distract him with flat earth, it's totally real. And then you destroy him with those beliefs. That's what you've done. So why do I want you to take over? Why should I not speak up and say, no, you ain't fucking taking over? Fuck you. I think you're just as trustworthy as Rachel Maddow, as Fauci. You're just as trustworthy as Bill Gates and the WEF. You're no different than Klaus Schwab. Well, maybe you're one way. Klaus Schwab tells you to your face what he plans on doing. You people lie. You deceive, you distract, and you destroy. So everything that I have seen, everything that I have come to notice, all the noticings I started to notice, and all the happenings that were happening, and I was noticing the happenings and noticing the noticings, I was right. I was right. And now we have the evidentiary levels of documentation to prove it all true. Deceive, distract, destroy is your game plan. And that's exactly what you've done. And that's what you will continue to do. But more and more people are now starting to realize they were deceived, they were distracted, and that you are seeking to destroy them. And some of them are already destroyed. Some of them have already taken actions that will swim up and bite them on the ass eventually, because, as I said in the opening, revenge is not just best served cold, it's best served from a position unseen, especially when it's a position that's, it's autonomous. It happens on its own because you simply do not interrupt an enemy when they're making a mistake. Just sit back and go, no, stop, come back. I'm done being nice. I'm done trying to stop people from destroying themselves when I tell them, hey, look, Doing that's going to be this. Doing that's going to be that. Don't do that. Stop. I'm done trying to reconcile. I've done trying to, any of that. Any of that. You're not going to hear the words, hey, I'm sorry for what it's worth. No, not going to hear that from me. You're going to say, I'm sorry that you didn't take the time to listen, and now look at you. Don't need to bother even mocking you, because your friends are going to mock you for me. You got some real bad people around you who know you're in a bad position because you were deceived, distracted, and now you're destroyed, and they're dancing around laughing about it. Just check out their pawns any given moment. And you'll see somebody mocking this one dude that just got picked up. I'm a sovereign citizen. You're a 4'9" woman. I'm going to beat you up. How dare you? You're a cop. You have no authority over me. So why not gonna have guns with serial numbers scraped off? I might be a felon who doesn't have the right to them anymore, but fuck you. The laws don't apply to me. The world is flat, trust me. Shape-shifting reptiles, 1488. Yeah. All these things have happened. And folks like me, they're, pointing these things out to y'all and saying, y'all need to maybe not do this. I was ignored. Okay, fine. I tried. It's a little difficult to kind of get, headway in when you've got so many screamy memes screaming from the peanut gallery. Whee! People who only seek to control other people are happy to try to get that position of domination on people and control them. And they're the ones that'll speak out the loudest and prevent that person from actually hearing my words of advice that could prevent this person from going down this destructive path. And instead, I get drowned out by the group of crazies that have discovered the internet, which is they just simply unleash their crazy. And it's stunning to see the level of crazy that comes pouring out of these people. Don't point out something we did. That's a threat. What? Don't tell us that we may get prosecuted, or we may get in trouble legally, or we may be justifiably looked at morally as a hypocrite for that. That's a threat. You're threatening us. That's the things they say. You're trying to destroy us. They try to say. How dare you notice things? That's a threat to us. No, it's just like the left-stream media, the mainstream media, the ones that are currently in the positions of the biggest distractors, deceivers, and destroyers, are constantly saying that Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. No, he's a threat to their power structure. Like, I'm a threat to these people in the ponds, all the crazies, because I'm a threat to their power structure. They're the establishment, they see. And they see themselves as the establishment. And they don't want to have anyone else come in and, possibly bump them out of that position and steer people away from their crazy, because then they won't be under their spell anymore. They won't be deceived, distracted, and won't be led to positions to where they destroy themselves. They're constantly telling someone that, world's flat. Yeah. National socialism, A-OK, thumbs up. Yeah, huh? Okay, all right. Fed posting all over the internet, threatening to kill people, threatening to round people up, going on live streams and threatening other people. Yeah, all those things are perfectly A-OK. Yeah, totally logical. Yeah, but making your media company logos out of known and long-standing white supremacist symbols, all perfectly fine, perfectly reasonable. Who would notice those things? Who would notice the noticings? Yeah, those are the pathway forward. Yeah, you're a sovereign citizen, laws don't apply to you. Hey, that's the way to go forward. Yeah, sure. That's the message I'm going to give you. Give you the same consistent message I've always given you. Be a benefit to your community. Develop skills. Have balance in your life. The internet is not everything. It's taken over the lives of so many people that have just got nothing. They have nothing in their lives but this, so their online friends become important to them. when they're going to do exactly what you're seeing all the friends of Mr. Soft-Sit Flat Earther who just got put in the pokey because he allowed his ridiculous rabbit hole beliefs to put him there. They're going to do exactly to each other everything that's happening to him now. The constant mockery. They don't hide their disdain for the guy because none of you are actually friends. None of you are our family. None of you are any of that. You won't do anything to help each other whenever the time comes. Hell, you guys are now arguing about, you're not promoting the fundraiser. We didn't get the $30 zillion for him. Why aren't you promoting? And they're arguing and they're bickering their way into stamping out of each other's live streams and stomping away from the chats. And let's sit back and go, yeah, this is the way that a bunch of freaking lunatics orbiting other lunatics behave. Because they've allowed themselves to be deceived, distracted, and destroyed. That's what's going on. These people are emotionally and intellectually and mentally destroyed. And therefore, distraction's a lot easier. Why do you think all the mass shootings have been a bunch of troons lately? People that are already mentally fucked up, it's a lot easier for the FBI to manipulate them into going out and doing shootings. It's easier for them to get troons to go out and do it than it is to get some, like, you know, flat earth tard nat sock guy to do it. That's harder to do it. Those guys are just as crazy, but they're crazy in a different way. They're at least not nihilistic. They think that, well, you know, everything isn't necessarily all for naught with these guys. For these guys, the NatSoc guys, they want to be the new leader, you see. They want to actually still exist. They just simply want to have their boot on your neck. They want to pick and choose who lives, who exists. Whereas the Troons they can't even decide if they still want to exist on their own. So they don't care. They don't give a shit. They become truly nihilistic. And when you've lopped your dick off and started injecting hormones into your eyeballs, it kind of like starts to destroy your sense of purpose at all. At least the NatSoc, you know, flat earth tards have a sense of purpose. They may be deranged and deluded, but they still have a sense of purpose. They're not like, you know, wayward, floating around in any which way goes, any which way flows. You know, that yeah, their purpose is definitely an evil one, to say the least. But the reality of the situation is that all these people are just as equally crazy, just as equally deranged, just as equally deluded. And calling it out is essential because these people have infected a huge swath of what we call conservative, right-leaning, you know, salty people. He even have a slogan. Yeah, we're crazy. We're a bunch of crazy berserkers. Yeah, that's not really something you should be proud of. We're insane. No, that's pretty dumb. Yeah, it's pretty dumb. It's always dumb. It's always been dumb, and it will continue to be dumb. So just a few things for you to think about. See the overlap here? These pond people who want to take over the mainstream media's job of deception, they're no different. They're no better. They distract and deceive in just different ways. Something to think about.